So are you looking to improve your video recording skills when going mobile? Well, I'm going to show you a few things to help you out. Hi everyone, this is Tim Brown. Welcome back to Mobile Podcast. Today I'm going to show you how you can improve your video recording skills when going mobile. I'm going to focus specifically on this little piece of equipment here. It is a rig made by Ulanzi, and the rig is primarily used with an iPhone. It comes with shoe mounts and some other additional mounts that you can use in conjunction with your phone. I'm going to show you how you can use it in conjunction with these components that you see here. Before I continue though, I just wanted to let you know that I do have other social media accounts, and if you haven't, please subscribe down below. So here is the rig that is by Ulanzi, and let me just go over the basic components of it. So here's the inside of the rig. This is where you put your device. So in this case, I have an iPhone 7 Plus. So I'm going to go ahead and take my device and put it inside here. Typically, the way I do it is I pull this mechanism up here and just sort of insert my device inside like so. And then I just take the screw in the back and secure it in place. So if I was going on the road and I was doing mobile without a tripod, I would probably be doing something like this. Typically, though, I would use a tripod. In addition, you have these other mounts. So there are actually 3 shoe mounts along the top here. So you can add lights and microphones there. You can also notice too that there are 2 1/4-inch screw mounts on top as well. You can use those alternatively, including an additional 1/4-inch screw mount here on the side. So you can really beef this up to include as many components as you want. Let me just demonstrate how some of these components would work with the rig. Some of these are actually made by Ulanzi. So for example, there's an iPhone mount that typically is used independently of a rig like this. Here's another device by Ulanzi as well. I typically use both of these. This one right here actually has a shoe mount. So if I wanted to use one of these shoe mounts and then use this one in addition to the other shoe mounts, I could do that if I wanted to. The way I would do it here, since this has a female 1/4-inch screw, I would probably use, say, an adapter like this, which is not made by Ulanzi, but it's a 1/4-inch screw combo with a shoe mount. So I would take this shoe mount here and attach it to the rig, and then use this male 1/4-inch screw to then attach another 1/4-inch female product. So I could actually put an additional phone here if I wanted to. Just demonstrating that just to show you what the flexibility is. Typically the way people use this though is that they would use lights in conjunction with a microphone. So a lot of the pictures that you're going to see of this is going to be demonstrated in that way. So let me just first show you the lights, because Ulanzi also makes these LED lights and they come with shoe mounts. So obviously you could choose to use either one of these shoe mounts when attaching them. What's also really nice though about these lights is that they also have shoe mounts on the sides and on top. So you can connect these LED lights together to be like a wall of lights, of LED lights. So for example, let's just say I wanted to attach this one to the other light. I could do it this way. And I can get another light and do the same thing. So you can just build a nice wall of lights. And I can add some more on top and so forth. So that's kind of how it works. And you can see, because it's made by the same company, it's set up in a way that's really quite uniform. And then if you wanted to, say, do this in conjunction with a microphone, I'm using here the Rode mic. I could just attach this then using the shoe mounts that is on top of the LED lights, and then use the components that way while using this in conjunction with my phone down below. So that's just one example of how these different components could be used. What's really nice is that the rig opens up a lot of other possibilities too. So for example, you take this little accessory here. This comes with a shoe mount on the bottom and a 1/4-inch screw on top. And it's also comes with a rotating ball. So you have a little bit of flexibility in terms of how you mount things on top of it. For example, you can position this in right angles or at 90 degrees, which offers up some flexibility. So let me just demonstrate. Let's just say, for example, I was to use this accessory and I would attach this to the rig. Then I could have an option to then use this male screw to mount other things. For example, I could use this to maybe add another phone mount on top. I mean, that's one option. Another thing I could do is to take advantage of the right angle that comes with this particular mount, and say mount this tripod mount for an iPad and use it as a teleprompter. So I could potentially just attach that to there and then put my iPad here, then use that as a teleprompter while I'm recording on my phone. So that's just one example of how creative you can be with it, just keeping in mind that with this rig, you have 3 shoe mounts and then 2 female 1/4 inch mounts and another additional 1/4 inch mount here. So you can think of creative ways that you can use mounts. So for example, I purchased these because they have 1/4 inch screws on one end and a shoe mount on the other. That gives me a chance to juxtapose and play around with the many different possibilities. On a more limited level though, I have a T mount that's 2 1/4 inch screws on each side. So at least this way I could screw 1 1/4 inch screw into one end and then attach a mount to the other end. But this just goes to show you just how flexible you can be with a mount like this. But as I mentioned earlier, typically you just use your phone here in the center and you have a microphone and a combination of LED lights to light your subject. One quick thing I just wanted to say about the LED lights, that made by Ulanzi, they're like 2.5 inch square lights. They are pretty bright, so you wouldn't want to shine these directly on your subject. If I was you, I would come up with some DIY approach to how you could filter the light to make it a little bit more diffused. In my case, I just use a paper towel or something like that and tape it over. And that's enough for me to diffuse the light for my purposes. But you can be very creative in how you do that. So yeah, this is the Ulanzi rig system for the iPhone, and they make several different components like these LED lights here, but it also works well with anything that comes with a shoe mount, like any microphone that you plan to use with your iOS device as well. But I think combined, this could greatly improve your video recording skills and bring out a level of professionalism that you otherwise wouldn't be able to do. So that's my name is Tim Brown. Thanks for tuning in again for another episode of my Podcast, and check me out next time.